All right. Hello, everyone. Technical Sergeant Richard Iba here, about to do the presentation for our Air Force culture. The criteria here for the presentation is identifying three key tasks here: the organizational culture, impact of the organizational culture, shaping the organizational culture. Under the organizational culture, we'll describe the organization's culture. Under the impact of the organizational culture, we'll describe healthy elements or unhealthy elements of the organization, and also discuss the impact of the organizational culture on its members. Under the criteria for shaping the organization culture, we'll explain the importance of maintaining a healthy organizational culture and then provide a summary of which my role has been able to shape, strengthen, and maintain the organizational culture we have here. Before I delve any further into this criteria and meeting all the requirements, I'd like to first talk about the organization I work for. I work for the 250 Intelligence Squadron here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Kirtland Air Force Base. I think it's going to be 10 years old at this point, 10 to 11. It was born out of the necessity and need of the 158th Fighter Wing to adapt to the change when we lost our F-16s. So with that, you had predominantly maintenance individuals who were operating on the Air National Guard here in Kirtland. As you all will know, maintenance individuals have a certain culture to which they institute in their environment, and is usually okay. However, the major at the time who was going to stand up this squadron was one who had a solid military bearing and is basically an individual who's about dotting the I's, crossing the T's, maintaining that discipline and things as such. So, of course, with the new squadron trying to start, you have to get individuals who are losing jobs in their current AFSC to get into this new environment. Predominantly, it was going to be maintaining individuals. What I had noticed at the time when the maintainers crossed over, a lot of them started getting out, mostly the older individuals who were close to retirement, because the culture that was now being shaped was one that did not use the languages that they used, and for people who had done this 30 years of their life, it became very difficult to be able to handle. Some others adapted, and we have some of them present, and it's surprising even when we have the conversation to see that the environment we operate and work in is quite night and day difference from what it used to be. So with that, let me describe what the organization of the 250th Intelligence Squadron is like. I'll use some descriptors. It's one that has a strong sense of inclusivity. It's very diverse. You're held to a higher state of accountability. Your feedback or inputs and concerns are very much welcome. When you have things you want to discuss, you should also come with solutions. The commander uses a suggestion box and has an open door policy with no fear of concern of reprisal. There's equity amongst everybody. You do the work, you get the merit for it. And with that, it allows me to move into the impact of the organizational culture. I feel at this point that if you were to take a sample survey from a majority of the individuals in my squadron, we will all agree that it is majority healthy. I'm sure there's things that could be worked on, but I personally can identify one. When there's been an issue that I feel I'm concerned about and I've channeled it along my leadership, it's been addressed. So I think we have a very healthy environment in which we operate in our organization. With this operation of inclusivity, respect, accountability, feedback with resolutions, and diverse and equitable treatment of individuals, I feel like all the individuals in the squadron have a sense of pride, have a sense of worth, feel like they're valued, and want to do the best they can be to be a part of the squadron. We always have individuals trying to come into the environment because it is well known across the Air National Guard that the 250 Intelligence Squadron is a very high stake operations with a great sense of regards to its people. With shaping the organizational culture here, I feel like it's important if you want to have the standard that we enjoy right now, in which individuals wake up in the morning, they want to come to work, they want to come do their best, they feel a sense of camaraderie, they feel a sense of worth, then you foster the culture that you've walked into or that you're in, and try to grow it even better. We may have works to be done. So with our environment, um, we do things like we do camping trips. We're so very close knit that it's so difficult to find an issue with members in the squadron. And when there is one, which there's always some cases, you know, it's it's like a family way of resolving things. Before you get to things getting disciplinary or following AFIs and things like that. People socialize. We wear our squadron T-shirt in pride. Lots of people buy extras because they have a sense of pride of the organization they're working with, and they want family members to be able to wear this pride, so other people can say, "Hey, what organization is this? Is it 250 Intelligence? What can you learn about it?" And so on and so forth. People put the decals on their car. I think all those things lend itself to showing the credibility, the love and affection that individuals have for the squadron that they value so much because of how they're treated and how it's benefited them in their personal lives and as well. What role do I play in shaping it? Well, I'm always being mentored by someone who's ahead of me, and I have great mentors. I value them, and my goal is to ensure that as I grow and develop into an NCO and senior NCO, I learn the values and doctrines of the Air Force that would allow me to carry on with what I have come to so enjoy as a privilege to be a part of this organization. To do that so that the next airman behind me can come into the organization and thrive, while also wanting to be a big contributor to bettering the organization as it moves further into the future, well beyond my tenure of service. With that being said, I think I'll be looking forward to some criticism on my presentation here, and giving me some feedback on how I can probably improve. But I hope that I have made a majority of the points that are required here under the criteria for the organizational culture, impact of the organization's culture, and shaping the organizational culture. With that being said, I will be seeing you all in class tomorrow. Thank you.